Okay. Melvin, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay. Let's call this meeting to order. Welcome to Senate meeting 5628. The date is August 17th, 2026. The time is 5:08 p.m. We're currently in the Student Union 313 Senate chambers. Then I will go ahead and start roll call. Senator Rafa,
Present.
Senator Milton is excused. SPPT,
Present.
Senator Le,
Present.
Senator Prieto is unexcused. Senator Key,
Present.
Senator Shelton Law is excused until 5:30. Senator Sanchez,
Present.
Senator Hinkins,
Present.
Senator Oliver,
Present.
Senator Sade is excused. Senator Gutierrez,
Present.
Senator Cos,
Present.
Senator Winnets,
Present.
Senator Navarro Mendoza,
Present.
Senator Cameron is unexcused. Senator Beals,
Present.
Senator Mendez Loya,
Present.
Senator Hailu,
Present.
Senator Taylor,
Present.
Senator Briones, Senator Yellington is excused until 6. Senator Goodman,
Present.
Senator Pui is excused.
Sorry, Senate President, point of order,
Yes.
Senator Cameron is excused. She G-chatted you like last, yeah. She,
Okay, follow it back. Thank you. With 17 senators present, we are meeting quorum. At 5:10 p.m., I will go ahead and open land acknowledgements. The University of Nevada, Las Vegas wishes to acknowledge and honor the indigenous communities of this region and recognize that the university is situated on traditional homelands of the Nubi Southern Paiute people. We offer gratitude for the land itself, for those who have stewarded for generations, and for the opportunity to study, learn, work, and be in community with this land. I will close land acknowledgement at 5:10 p.m. and at the same time open public comments. At this time, this is a moment for anyone in the public, any public member can come and speak. Members of the public, you are limited to 3 minutes for your public comments. When you come to the podium, please state your first and last name, so write your last name for the record. Please refrain from saying any slanders or defamation of characters that have the right to limit your comments. Are there any public comments? Go ahead.
Hi, everybody. Advisor here for the record, H-A-R-E. Sometimes I get a really cool opportunity and then I like to send it y'all's way. So I recently learned that the involvement area, the SIA, they're having a student leader hot one session. So they're looking for 2 to 3 student leaders on Thursday, this Thursday at 2 p.m. in the SU Theater. At the same time, we do have a Rebel Ready Week presentation, but I know all 50 of us are not going to be in the same places all at once. So if you are interested in this opportunity, pretty much you would be like a guest on a stage and you would just be answering questions about your involvement. And so if that's something that would be interesting to you, please send me a G chat and let me know. Again, we're just looking for 2 to 3 students. And you're just answering questions, eating some wings, probably. If you ever seen Hot Ones, they're like trying different hotness levels of wings and the sauce and stuff. So if you want to do something like that, please let me know. G-chat me or message me after this, and then I can connect you with Luke Wayan, who's the involvement coordinator on the student involvement activity side. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Advisor Hair. Are there any other public comments? Seeing none, I'll go ahead and close public comments. Are there any public comments via the telephone line? Seeing none, I will go ahead and close or go ahead, Melvin Taylor.
Melvin Taylor, Taylor. I just wanted to welcome back our fearless leader, President Sharon Flores, back to the Senate, and thank all of those who have stood in her stead. It's wonderful to have you back. It was great seeing the email invite with your name on it. Thank you so much. Welcome back.
Thank you so much. Are there any other public comments? Seeing none, I will go ahead and close public comment at 5:13 p.m. And at the same time, open approval of minutes. Are there any discrepancies regarding meeting minutes 5627? Seeing none, I will go ahead and move on to a voice vote. All in favor of approving meeting minutes 5627, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone against, please say nay. With a vote of 17-0, the minutes are. I will go ahead and close approval of minutes at 5:13 p.m. And at the same time, go ahead and move on for approval of consent agenda. Are there any discrepancies regarding the consent agenda? Chair Cos.
Chair Cost for the record, I move to. Sorry. I move consent agenda item BC, BE, BF, BG, BK, CF, CH, CJ, CN, CV, and CY to new business. J, N, V, and Y. I motion to move agenda items B, C, B, E, B, F, B, G, B, K, C, F, C, H, C, J, C, N, C, V, and C, Y to new business.
Thank you. Are there any other discrepancies regarding the consent agenda, SPPT?
SPT on there for the record, I just wanted to know if it was just a clerical that. On the agenda, it says that the chair from internal affairs to person.
Clerical.
It's checking.
Thank you. Are there any other discrepancies? Okay, seeing none, we will move on to a voice vote. Except for the agenda items that were removed from the consent agenda. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed, please say nay. With a vote of 17-0, the consent agenda has been approved. We'll now move on to a voting of consent agenda item BC. Are there any? Well, yes, go ahead.
Senator Cost for the record, so agenda item BC. In committee, it was amended down to 11,696.61. For the record, the involvement center hadn't been purged in years, so graduate members weren't removed. Like members who graduated from these clubs weren't removed, and they were all removed last week. So everyone's member counts went down, making the eligible funding brackets a little bit lower. So that's why there's so many. So I move to change the amount to 11,696.61.
Second.
Thank you. And we'll move on to are there any other questions for discrepancies? Moving on, all in favor of approving BC, please say aye.
Aye.
I have a.
Aye.
The motion itself is just to amend the agenda item itself, not voting on the agenda item. Still.
Oh, sorry, yes, thank you. With a voice vote or a vote of 17-0, the motion passes. And then we will move on. Are there any other questions or points of discussion? Seeing none, I will go ahead and move on to a voice vote to approve the agenda item BC. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, with a vote of 17-0, the agenda is approved. We will then move forward with BE for the approval of Senate Bill 5692. 5692, are there, any, motion or questions for the discussion? Go ahead, Chair Cox.
I have a point of order, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, sorry, I'll take it back, I'll take it back.
Okay, go ahead, Chair Cox.
For agenda item BE, I motioned to change the value from 7,497 and 99 cents to 4,586.0 cents. The total will now be 4,586 cents.
Agenda item B.
BE,
Okay. Thank you.
yes, that was the motion.
Are there any discrepancies regarding, or is there a second?
A second,
Seconded by SPPT. Are there any discrepancies, questions regarding the motion? And now we're on to a voice vote. All in favor of approving the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Any against, please say nay. With a vote of 17-0, the motion is approved. Are there any more questions or points of discussion regarding the agenda item? Seeing none, please go ahead. We'll do a voice vote. All in favor of approving BE, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say nay. With a vote of 17-0, the agenda is item is approved. We will move on to BF, or facility close at 5:19, open at 5:19 BF. For the approval of Senate Bill 5693, are there any discussion motions to be made? Chair Cost.
Senator Cost, for the record, I motion to change the agenda item to the value of $4,572 even.
Thank you. Are there, is there a second?
I second,
Are there any discrepancies regarding the motion? See, now we will move on to a voice vote. All in favor of approving the motion made, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? With a vote of 17-0, the motion is approved. We will move on to, are there any questions, more questions, any discussion? Seeing none, I will move on to a voice vote to approve the agenda item. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? With a vote of 17-0, the approval or agenda item BF is approved. We will move on with BG, with closing the last agenda item at 5:21, opening at 5:21 BG. For the approval of Senate Bill 5694, or are there any questions, motions to be made? Chair Cost.
Senator Cost, for the record, I motion to change the value on the agenda to read $11,234.95.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Senator Loya. And are there any discrepancies with no questions with the motion? Seeing none, we will on to a voice vote. All in favor of approving the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Is there any opposed? With a vote of 17-0, the motion is approved. We'll move on to approve agenda item BG. It's BG itself. All in favor, with a voice vote, all in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? With a vote of 17-0, the agenda item is approved, and I will go ahead and close that at 5:22. And then we will go ahead and open BK at 5:22 for the approval of Bill 5698. So are there any motions? Chair Cost.
Chair Cost, for the record, I move to change the value on the agenda to $12,413.
I second,
Seconded by SBPT. Are there any discrepancies with the motion? Seeing none, we will move on to a voice vote. All in favor of approving the motion made, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? With a vote of 17 to 0, the motion is approved. Are there any questions or more discrepancies regarding the bill? Seeing none, we will go ahead and vote agenda for the agenda item BK at, or, sorry. With the voice votes, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Seeing none, we will go ahead and, with the vote of 17 to 0, the bill is approved. And we'll go ahead and close that at 5:23 p.m. And at the same time, open CF for the approval of Senate Bill 56-106. Are there any motions, Chair Cost?
Chair Cost for the record, I move to change the value on the agenda to read $4,018.97.
Is there a second?
I second.
Seconded by SBCT. Are there any questions for the discussion regarding the motion? Seeing none, we will move on to a voice vote for approval of the motion. Please say, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? With a vote of 17 to 0, the motion is approved. Are there any more questions for the discussion regarding the agenda item? Seeing none, we'll move on to a voice vote regarding the Senate Bill 56-106. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? With a vote of 17 to 0, the agenda item is approved. I will go ahead and close CF at 5:24 p.m. and at the same time open at CH at 5:24. For the approval of Senate Bill 56-108, Chair Cost.
Chair Cost for the record, I move to change the value on the agenda to read $4,928.00.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Senator Mendez Loya. Are there any discrepancies regarding the or questions regarding the motion? See now, we'll move on to a voice vote. All in favor of approving the motion itself, please say aye. With a vote of 17 to 0, the motion is approved. All in favor, or are there any questions or discrepancies regarding the bill? Seeing none, we will move on to a voice vote. All in favor of approving Senate Bill 56-108, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? With a vote of 17 to 0, the motion is approved, or the bill is approved. We will go ahead and close agenda item CH at 5:25 p.m. And at the same time, open agenda item CJ for the approval of Senate Bill 56-110. Chair Koff.
I move to amend the value on the agenda to read $7,744.00.
Second.
Seconded by Senator Mendez Loya. Are there any questions regarding the motion? Seeing none, we will move on to the voice vote. All in favor of approving the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any opposed? With a vote of 17 to 0, the motion is approved. We will move on. Are there any questions regarding the bill? Seeing none, we will move on to a voice vote on the approval of the bill. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? With a vote of 17 to 0, the bill is approved. I'll go ahead and close agenda item CJ at 5:26 p.m. and at the same time open CN for the approval of Senate Bill 56-114. Chair Cost.
I move to change the value on the agenda to read $4,569.26.
Second.
Seconded by Senator Mendez Loya. Are there any questions regarding the motion? Seeing none, we will move on to a voice vote on the motion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? With a vote of 17 to 0, the bill is approved. We will go ahead, or is there any other discrepancies regarding the bill? Seeing none, we will go ahead and move on to approval of the bill. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? With a vote of 17 to 0, the bill is approved. I will go ahead and close approval of Senate Bill 56-114 at 5:27 PM and at the same time open CV. For the full Senate Bill 56-122, Chair Cost.
For the record, this, or share cost for the record, this, organization, we, in Ways and Means, we passed it, for higher than they were allowed, so I need to amend the bill. Is that okay? Yes, okay. Let me pull it up. I move to amend Senate Bill, I'm sorry, what's the bill number?
122.
56-122 to have the correct budget. For the record, the budget is in supplemental materials. Under Ways and Means 5610 folder. It's global entrepreneurship experience. It's titled New Budget. Yeah, that was the question.
Oh, a second.
Beginning by SBBT. Are there any questions or regarding the motion?
I am sorry, what was the
Senator-
motion?
Yeah, Senator.
Senator Cost for the record, so when this organization had submitted their budget, they had submitted it for $3,000 more than they're eligible for.
Okay.
And because there were so many discrepancies with that during the meeting, that was something we just didn't catch. But when I talked to the organization about it, they were happy to clear it up and send me a new budget. So I'm just attaching the new budget to the agenda so that we vote on this budget instead of the old one.
Okay,
It's the same agenda items, just the values are lower.
what's the number?
Senate Bill 56-120.
Sorry, what was the number of the approved amount to the society?
The number of the approved amount was 12,500. And the amount that it is going to be changed to is 9,612.
Okay, thank you.
Jacob. Are there any discrepancies regarding the amendment? Seeing none, we will move on to a voice vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say nay. With 17 to 0, the motion is approved. Senator Cost.
And I motion to amend Senate Bill 56-125 to read. Whereas the student organization after being seen by the Ways and Means Committee, has been approved for amount not to exceed $9,612.00, and therefore be enacted CSUN shall appropriate $9,612 amount one time to fund the global entrepreneurship experience, and where all costs are to be encumbered from the CSUN FY27 student organization funding budget and adherence to the Ways and Means operating policy.
Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Senator Mendez Loya. Are there any discrepancies regarding the motion? Seeing none, we will move into a voice vote. All in favor of approving the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say nay. With a vote of 17 to 0, the motion is approved. Are there any other discrepancies regarding the motion or regarding the agenda item? Seeing none, we'll move on to a voice vote on the agenda item itself. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Please say nay. With a vote of 17 to 0, the agenda item is approved. I'll go ahead and close the agenda item CV at 5:32 PM and at the same time open CY for the approval Senate Bill 56-125. Chair Cost.
Which one's this? CI,
CY
CY.
56-125.
That was
That was, yes. You can. Make the correct motion to 96.
Yeah, just do this.
Make
one
the
and we'll
correct,
open up
and then
another
the
one.
yeah. And then, yeah.
To which one?
So you make the correct motion on this one and then we'll reopen the last one. We were the last one we were on CV.
That was the society. You need to change that.
Yes, but the bill that I amended, that was CY.
Yes, so we just have to correct the motion on the record. Okay, yes, to 96. Right, like 10,600 something.
So I just say it again, okay.
Yes.
Go ahead, Chair Fox.
Chair Cost for the record, for the agenda, I move to amend the value to read $9,612.92.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Senator Mendez Loya. Are there any questions for the discussion regarding the motion? Senator, Navar Mendoza.
Sorry, Senator Navarro, for the record, sorry, so 122 for the Society of Physics students, was that an amount amended as well, or were you just clearing that? You weren't funding them at all?
No, that was the
That was
amount
9,000?
amended,
9,612?
4,000.
4,000? On the clear, 4,000?
Four
For
thousand seven hundred 47.51.
4,700
747.51.
or 7.51, thank you. I yield.
Are there any discrepancies regarding the motion for the agenda item? And now we move on to a voice vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
With that, are any opposed? With a vote of 17-0, the motion is approved.
On the bill again.
Senator Cost,
Senator Cost for the record, the motion on the bill. I motion to attach the proper budget to addendum A and change the whereas statement to read the organization after meeting by the Ways and Means Committee has been approved for an amount not to exceed $9,612 and therefore be enacted, CSUN shall appropriate $9,612 one time to fund the global entrepreneurship experience and where all costs are to be funded by CSUN. FY 26 student organization funding budget in adherence with the Ways and Means operating policy.
who's there a second?
Second.
Second by Senator Mendez Loya. What is the correct budget?
It's in the. So hold on.
It was not public.
I'm trying.
Okay, all in favor of approving the amendment on bill 56-125, say aye. Any opposed? With a vote of 17-0, the bill is approved. All in favor of approving agenda item CY, please say aye. Okay, are there any opposed? With a vote of 17 to 0, the agenda is approved, and I will go ahead and open back up CV for the Senate bill, for approval, Senate Bill 56-122, and appropriate funds, student funds for the Society of Physics students. Chair calls.
Chair calls for record. I move to amend the amount on the agenda to read $4,747.51.
Are there any discrepancies with, or is there a second? Second by Senator Mendez Loya. Are there any discrepancies regarding the motion? Or we move on to a voice vote. All in favor of approving the motion, please say aye. Opposed? With a vote of 17 to 0, the motion is approved. Are there any discrepancies regarding the agenda item? So now we will move on to a voice vote. All in favor of approving the agenda item, please say aye.
Aye.
With a vote of 17 to 0, the agenda item is approved. I will go ahead and close the agenda item CV at 5:39 p.m. And with that, I will now open 7A for the discussion and approval Senate Bill 5625, and act to appropriate one-time funds for the student ambassadors for college recruitment sponsorship for the College of Engineering. Senator Raul Mendoza, or author of the bill.
That's gonna be the ambassadors. Did you say 7A?
Yes.
Engineers?
Yes.
That's Senator Mohan's bill, sorry, Senator Navarro those for the record, Senator Mohan is not here, and I did ask her if she wanted me to represent the bill for her, she did not say anything. And I don't know anything about the bill, but we do have the engineering ambassadors here. So they have a presentation attached. I can go. I can go. Yeah. Yeah, it's just like, I'm gonna attach the presentation if it's not in there right now.
No, it's there, is an addendum. Thank you. We have to be like this because. Oh, right, okay. Okay, go ahead.
Perfect, so, hi Senate, my name is Larry Navarro, for the record, this is Senate Bill 5625, an act to appropriate one-time funds for the student ambassadors for the College for Recruitment for the College of Engineering. Today, we have some engineering ambassadors who will give you a presentation about the work that they do, but for context, we do have a reoccurring sponsorship with the engineering ambassadors, and this is an additional one-time funds as they will explain their situation. So, thank you.
Hi, my name is CC Helms, that's HELMS. I am a engineering student ambassador. I'm the first year mechanical engineering student, and I'm also the training lead.
Hello, my name is Jesus Ortega, Ortega. I'm also an engineering student ambassador and I study mechanical engineering and entertainment engineering design. We're happy to talk about our program. So this is our team. Since we've had Taylor Goffman graduate and Kezia Blundell also graduate. But the 5 that you see there, along with Rachel Tavara, who is our lead recruitment coordinator, those are all current engineering student ambassadors. And then the ones that you saw on the first page, those are all of our leads or assisting with different projects or campaigns that the university does. These are all of the assisting ambassadors that help us with those initiatives.
Okay, so our mission as engineering student ambassadors is to get people excited about engineering and the various different disciplines of engineering that we offer here at UNLV. So we do a lot of outreach, not only for incoming students, that could be freshmen, but we also do outreach programs for elementary and middle schools in the Valley. We also have VIP tours and stuff like that, which we'll be getting into. But again, we just want to build up a good community for engineering students here on campus and just in Vegas in general.
We've also been doing more opportunities that are in underrepresented and underprivileged locations. We've also started doing tours that are in Spanish. So we're having our Spanish speaking committee also blooming. So we're doing a lot in terms of getting students to UNLV in engineering and also encouraging students that are in those communities to also consider engineering as an opportunity for their career.
And so yeah, this is our impact, an overview of our impact. We do have spotlight tours on select Fridays, as well as online tours as well for people who are not able to actually be here on campus. Then we also have Shadow a Rebel as well, so students can actually see what it's like to be a student here in the engineering, in the College of Engineering. We also have Meet With Us too. We have virtual office hours where we do one-on-ones with students to answer any questions that they have, any hesitancies, and also just make sure that they feel connected to us as well as the college. As Jesus was saying, we do have some community college, high school visits as well. We do, have the first robotics team here at UNLV, so we try to like hype that up as well. And we also have the Circuit and the Circuit Live, which is our newsletter, as well as our podcast, which is really cool. Would definitely give that a shout out to listen on Spotify. It's actually really interesting, and it just gives students again that sense of community, that sense of, oh, hey, engineering is truly right for me, and here's how I can build up from here.
Yeah, so trying to engage as many facets of the community as possible. And in that podcast that we are starting up, we connect with faculty, different professors, student leaders that are linked to the STEM field.
And then here's some of our statistics.
Yeah, so you can kind of see the growth that we've had over the past couple of years since Rachel has kind of taken over leading this initiative. So starting in 2023, we only had 6 ESAs, and that is the amount of students that we've been able to serve within that year. So you can see those numbers steadily growing with last year, 2025 being more than almost like triple the amount than we had in 2023. That was when we had 10 ESAs. So currently we have 15 ESAs as we are getting extra ambassadors so that once we graduate, we are able to trickle down that knowledge to our newer ambassadors. I think the ambassadors that have the longest tenure would be myself and Liz. We've been with the team since 2023, so we've been able to see the amount of growth that this program has fostered. So since then, you can see, more than 20,000 patrons have been served since 2023.
And this number as well, the 3,000 plus, that's only as of April of this year. And of course, we did have other phone banking efforts over the summer. Jesus and I can account for that in order to get more students here on campus and engaged as well for like bridge activities and various dual enrollment programs, just to get them ahead and utilizing the resources that we offer. So that number is, again, that's probably a lot higher as of right now.
Yeah, because we are year round, so we've been here all throughout the summer doing these filmmaking initiatives and helping out with whatever campaigns are happening for the prospective students over the summer.
And then, of course, our request for all of you is, we are looking for. Is that a typo? Oh, okay, thank you. I was like, wait a second, that number changed. Okay, I appreciate you. But yeah, so of course, our request is for 10,000. We did have other sponsors, and unfortunately, one of them had some difficulty and won't be able to sponsor us for this year. And so this is a one-time ask of that $10,000, not only to help, of course, the engineering student ambassadors who work all year round on various different events and recruitment strategies, but also for that outreach to the community to get students to the College of Engineering and even just in in UNLV in general. So that is what we are hoping to request today. And of course, if you'd like to contact us or have any questions, feel free to email us at future.engineer@unlv.edu, or you can use that number as well.
Thank you so much for that presentation. I wanted to take a moment to thank our ambassadors for all the work that you do. We all know how important it is, that first point of contact, and that's who these people are. So thank you for all the work that you do. I'm not sure if there's anyone else on call that would like to say a word. Before I go into questions, I just didn't know. Could you click through?
Senator Beals?
I'm a presenter, it's not questions. I think there's someone else.
Oh, presented?
Yeah, can you click through? I just thought I had invited someone else.
There's only 236.
Okay, no, never mind. Never mind about that. Really quick before we go into questions, I just wanted to talk about the language of the bill. The whereas clauses explains what the engineering program does, what the engineering ambassadors program does. And then the last therefore be enacted line is the request for $10,000 of that one-time sponsorship for this fiscal year. That is all I have for.
Are there any questions or points of discussion? Senator Beals?
Senator Beals, for the record, I just wanted to just inform everyone that we did discuss this a lot during UI, during our committee when it was originally introduced. And I want to emphasize that even though $10,000 is a lot of money and it's about 1/10 of our budget, I wanted to acknowledge that the main reason we passed it through our committee was that everybody showed up from this program to ask for this funding, and they did it very early on. And engineering, as we all know, it's a marketable skill, and it's they're working very hard to find funding, and I think it's very unlikely that they're going to come back and ask us for it. I think, like, just based on their presentation and their programming, they're going to be very proactive about finding ways to not have to do that anymore. And then engineering is the second biggest school at UNLV, so this would help a lot of people, and I'm in favor of this.
Okay. Senator Ricos?
Senator Rafa, for the record, I just want to make a comment similar to Senator Beals. Senator Navarro had mentioned during our UI committee that this program is one of the most active ambassador programs on our campus, and I really want to agree. I've never seen like an ambassador program work as hard as they do and do as much as they do. I always see these ambassadors walking around campus and walking with groups of students, and I really do think that if the money gets approved, that they will put it to good use. Thank you.
Senator Cos?
Senator Cost, for the record, it's not that I have a problem with ambassador programs, but after doing like a quick search and like quick dive on it, only 4 of the colleges on campus have like ambassador programs at all. Most colleges like rely on like, peer mentor programs and then UNLV ambassadors as a whole, and like, so I feel like spending, what was it, 10% of one of our largest committee's budgets on this is just a little bit fiscally irresponsible. And I also think that getting paid 18 an hour is a little steep for a position like this. not because the work isn't hard, but because a lot of on-campus jobs like aren't even anywhere close to that. Research positions, really hard sought after positions. And so I'm just not, I don't know how to feel about this bill.
SBPT.
I wanted to add to Senator Costas' point on being fiscally responsible, that a lot of senators in this session have been very vocal about how we spend their money and how many students it's benefiting. And again, not to kind of diminish the work that the ambassadors are doing, I think they're doing amazing work. But going back to the idea that spending $10,000 of the less than what, 75,000 that there is left of the whole year, I think it would be very unfair for the next legislative session to be left with less than half of the money, given that in the past years, the UI committee has had no money left to do any one-time sponsorships or keep funding recurring sponsorships. So if we have already been vocal about spending our money right and making sure that we try and get as many students as we can, I'm not sure that trying to fund 12 students again, not to say that they deserve it, I think they highly do, but I don't think it should be our responsibility as the undergrad student government to try and fund 12 ambassadors for $10,000.
Senator Shelton Locke.
Senator Shelton Lott, for the record, I'm gonna have to go ahead and agree with both Senator Koss and SPPT Barlera. I do feel that 10%, and thank you for putting it in those terms, Senator Koss, is quite steep, considering that this is the money that we're supposed to use until the end of the fiscal year, which at this point has basically just begun, if I'm not mistaken. So I think that that's quite a bit of money to be giving out so early into the term. Just again, being that our funds are limited, and while we do like to think that we have maybe more than maybe, like while we do like to think that we have enough to gift all of our students or to give to all of our students, $10,000 for one program when we have hundreds of programs on UNLV's campus that are seeking some type of funding, I think that that's quite extensive. And I also do want to agree with the point of them making $18 an hour is again also quite steep. If I'm not mistaken, the average for the positions on campus are anywhere from $12.50 to $15 an hour. And then just to kind of put it into perspective, I'm currently working full time as a legal assistant at the justice courts, and we make $20 an hour. So I do kind of agree to that point that $18 an hour gifting or giving them $10,000 to then I guess supplement these salaries it's quite steep in my opinion. So I agree with both SPPT Barler and Senator Koss.
Senator Navarro Mendoza.
Senator Navarro Mendoza, for the record, I wanted to provide some clarity to the Senate about how this bill was passed in UI, just so that we can have a more in-depth conversation, because I do think that it is worthwhile to have these discussions, because these are student fees that we're talking about. To everyone's point, I agree. I did say, I do feel like because this is our money for the rest of the fiscal year and we don't have any reoccurring money, we just have this one-time funding. If this bill passes, we're gonna have about 64,000 left in our one-time sponsorship funding that will need to last us until next fiscal year, until July 31st. So that is correct, and I do agree. I told the committee that I do think that we should be more mindful about the next session. I know some of us aren't gonna be here next session, but we should be more mindful about what the senators have to spend next session. So I did make a motion to amend this bill amount in the last committee meeting, but it did fail, and I don't wish to make a motion again since I'm representing the bill and I already tried. But I would love to invite the UI members who voted against the motion last time to explain why they feel like we shouldn't make another motion.
Senator Shelton Locke.
Senator Shelton Lott, for the record. So just to Senator Navarro Mendoza's point of amending the bill amount, is that something that is still possible during this meeting? And if so, to my fellow senators, is that something that we are interested in potentially looking at? I would love to gauge other opinions about that, because I do kind of agree with the fact that $10,000 is quite a bit of our budget to be giving out so early into the term. However, I don't want to, leave the ambassador program completely empty handed, because I do see the work that they do, and I do see that it is valuable, especially for our engineering community, a community that we kind of struggle to reach as CSUN. So it's not at all that I'm not seeing the point. I do definitely just think that $10,000 is quite a bit of money. So I would love to open that up to my fellow senators.
Just to clarify, yes, you can amend it. There's no need to have to take it back down to committee. You can do the amendment down here. Or Senator Beals?
If it's the amendment I remember where we decided to reduce the amount and then change the terms to come back, I was in favor of that. I thought that was an excellent compromise. And this is just to answer Senator Shelton Lott's question. I would also like to understand or hear the opinions of people who voted against it.
Senator Cost?
Senator Cost, for the record, I just wanted to also provide some context. How other ambassador programs are sometimes funded on campus is sometimes, which I believe this program went through last year. They will go through the Ways and Means Committee instead. If they were an RSO or to be funded like how some other ambassador programs are funded on campus, the max that we would give them for a 12-member count is about $4,000. So I just want to put into perspective, like if that's something that we want to think about because of how many students it's impacting. But I yield the floor.
Are there any more questions? Was the discussion any different motions?
Yeah, so I guess to give a little more perspective as to where that money is going. We have 12 last year's probably. And we will have certain events that will pop up. Like say it's a spotlight tour or a quick VIP tour somebody wanted to schedule that day of. We have our team of students that we have availability to do those events. And then that's where that funding would go, to us actually participating in those events. So it's not like we're working 8-hour days every day, where that money is going. And we're also assisting different organizations that are linked to engineering or even just general admissions. Just today, I was with the Rebel Ready Week participants and faculty. One of our professors with the speed labs and the tech trackers were doing an activity for students, and we were able to assist with that room of 35 prospective students or actual current students that are going to be starting at UNLV. So just to give perspective, we're working year round, and we're happy to help all the institutions, whether they're engineering related or just UNLV.
I have just a general question. Has the ambassadorship have attempted to receive their funding from the college itself? Because considering that I
Yeah,
think
so-
all knowing that how in the college of engineering, how much of tuition they receive because of their enrollment numbers, and then not just that, but I've seen the philanthropic work that they have do. So like, have you all asked for them to invest in their ambassadorship?
Yes, so we've had, we had our sponsorship, and when that came to the end of its term, then we had to change the formatting of how we would distribute our scholarships. And we're getting students that are top of the tier for engineering. I think our average GPA was like 3.5. So we're getting really high level students. Because of that, in terms of keeping them, we couldn't do the scholarship anymore. When we went to the College of Engineering, that's when they offered the solution to do bi-hourly funding. So it used to be a scholarship, then it turned into hourly funding, and we have that rate to maintain our high-level students. We're giving them skills that they can use within their career, and then again, bring in these prospective students and engage people that are in the community to consider engineering. That's kind of how I would best describe it. It would be better if we had some of our other representatives here as well. I don't know if you guys want to add anything.
Yeah, I could add on to that. Right now, the College of Engineering actually is helping us with our, I guess, bi-hourly, program. But in terms of, the extent of their help, they have a set amount of funds, and then that's rapidly decreasing as well. And by the end of the semester, it's not be existing anymore. Like, or below, or before the end of the semester. So we've already, reached out to the College of Engineering itself to try to get that support. But unfortunately, it's not gonna be enough to sustain the program.
Yeah, so I have multiple initiatives happening at the same time. I think right now, Rachel DeBarra, who's our main recruitment coordinator, is with the dean currently in India doing recruitment for those colleges.
Sure, Senator Cost. Senator Cost, for the record. I guess another question I had was, you put on there that like your, like the labor would cost about $32,000, but that's only for one semester. Do you guys only work for one semester? Or do you guys pay 65,000 a year in labor?
Yeah, so that is the case. And then in terms of what we're trying to ask for right now, that would be a basically, I guess, bandage solution to try to bridge the cost before we get another sponsor or another solution to cover the extra cost of labor into other semesters.
So what the solutions have been since is about a year ago, that's when our scholarship came to, first sponsor came to a close. Then we had to change the funding, and then now we're currently in the process of finding a new sponsor. That's why we're asking for the one-time fee, so that we can come to that revenue.
Senator Chantalon?
Senator Shelton Lott for the record. So, okay, so with our funding, there is no guarantee that you will have received it, right? That being said, what is your like alternative plan, I suppose, if CSUN funding does not happen to come through, or you're asking for a one-time sponsorship? Let's say we give you the one-time sponsorship. What is the plan for after this sponsorship runs out?
Yeah, so that's a great question. In terms of and what we plan to do if we get no funding at all after this, unfortunately, we would have to heavily cut the program down from the 12 ambassadors that we have currently. Ours would also be cut as well, so we would no longer be able to do as many spotlight tours or like more specific engineering focused tours or events as well, such as engineering preview, which had a really good turnout. As well as maybe we wouldn't be able to do data speaking presentations as well, because that's a lot of time, presentation takes a lot of effort. So a lot of our efforts would significantly be cut, of course. And then in terms of, sorry, can you repeat the second question that you gave?
It was just that if in the event that we do grant you the sponsorship, it's a one-time sponsorship. So what's the plan after the sponsorship runs out if you are granted it?
Yeah, so the plan right now is to just search for another way to fund our program instead of CSUN. Because I know CSUN does have a limited budget. I know you guys had around 82,000 a year or so. And of course, ESA, Engineers and Ambassadors, that would take a lot of budget, and then this is already a huge ask. So we don't want to depend on you guys fully. So right now we're trying to search for another sponsorship that could maybe boost our program.
I think currently it's a third of our budget is, or a third of what we're totally needing for our organization. The third of it was being covered by the College of Engineering at this moment. We're pending for the second third to be covered also by the College of Engineering, and then you would be covering the final third of our total, what we would need to operate the way we're operating currently. And then I think during that time, we would be doing more workshops and outreach events to gain sponsors.
Senator Taylor?
Senator Taylor, for the record, first I want to thank the students for coming down to make their presentation. We enjoy visitors, and I'm sorry I'm not there with you. I do want to echo the comments from each of you, especially Chair Koss and Senator Shelton Lott. I do believe that fiscal responsibility is key, and I think everyone on this Senate has exercised that and have kept that in the forefront in our bills and our decision making. I was one of those that opposed the reduction. And the reason I think the students did a marvelous job at articulating the impact that they have campus wide and the number of students that they're affecting and bringing to campus, and the length of time that they, you know, participate in this program. I know we have to spend time ourselves throughout the year for CSUN's business, and perhaps our salaries are not reflective of all the work that we do. However, it appears to me that from the impact that this program has, I question that amount. I don't like the language that there is salaries in it. I do like using scholarships better, but I am still in favor of supporting this bill, keeping this program strong, keeping and making sure that UNLV is the engineering college of Nevada, and that we don't leave ourselves susceptible to someone else taking that talent away from us. I yield the floor.
Senator Navarro Mendoza.
Senator Navarro Mendoza, for the record, I just want to add, I definitely do believe that the ambassadors do great work. For context, if you guys don't know, I'm also an ambassador for the College of Hospitality, and it's just to provide more context to the Senate about how different ambassador programs work. My ambassador position, I get a $500 stipend a semester, but I definitely do a significant less amount of work. So I can definitely see both sides in the sense of my ambassador program that is just me currently is trying to replicate what the engineering ambassadors are doing, just because they are definitely spearheading the whole recruitment thing like no other. I don't even think our own admissions recruitment team does as well as a job. That being said, I do believe the $18 an hour and $32,000 semester payroll that they have might be a little significant. I do want to provide context that I initially was thinking of motioning to amend the UI mini to 5,000, and then it was 8,000, and then we had decided that maybe we can do a little bit less, and then they could come back the next semester if we still have one-time funding. So just wanted to provide more context. I see that we're actually having the same conversation that we had in UI. So I just wanted to bring more context. Thank you. I yield the floor.
Thank you. And for the record, Senator Goodman left at 5:30 p.m. We went to 16 senators, and Senator Shelton entered at 5:30. We went back to 17, and then Senator Yellington came into the meeting at 6 p.m. We are at 18 senators meeting quorum. Senator Cost.
Senator Cost, for the record, I also just wanted to, I did some calculations, and if this organization paid everyone $15 an hour, they would save about $11,000 a year. I yield the floor.
SGPT.
As together for the record, okay. So I just wanted to go back to the conversation. I feel like we're just going in circles at this point, and without due respect for the Senate's time, like, we need to make a decision on whether we feel like it's okay to fund them for the $10,000, or if you guys have different opinions about should we reduce the funding. If so, I would highly encourage someone to make that motion, or at least voice your opinion.
President Odunze.
Thank you, Senate President Flores. I have to agree with the SPPT. A lot of the questions are very similar, but I do want to echo some of the concerns about the amount of funding that is being requested. I just wanted to ask, and I'm sure this has already been asked, but I didn't get to hear it today, is where the other funding for this ambassadorship is currently coming from. And what happened with the other sponsorships. And currently, if the senator from the engineering college, whoever is present, has advocated for more funding from the college or other funding sources other than CSUN.
Senator Rafa.
Senator Rafa, for the record, in the UI meeting, I think Rachel, who's the head of the program, I asked her would it be possible if you amended down to 6,000 and then come back later for the rest of the 4,000? And she was okay with the idea, so I suggest to the rest of the Senate that we amend down this bill to 6,000 for the fall semester. And then whenever money that the program requires, they can come back again to the UI committee and request that amount.
Can we give him a time's moment to answer President Odunze's question about the other, which you guys had said in the committee, you had like another 15,000 or something. Can you explain again to President Odunze, like what he just asked, where the other funding is coming from and then what happened to the other faucet? I can't, as you can, sorry, I know you just answered it.
Yeah, of course. So right now the other funding is coming from our college as well. Basically, we are taking from an emergency fund that the college has, and they're taking the time and money to invest in our program while we patch over another sponsorship. Just and then as for our previous sponsor, it was with a external company. They decided not to just go forward with the sponsorship anymore, and that was that. And that was their decision essentially. Do you have any input on that, Jesus? You're there for that.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about the logistics of that scholarship. I just know when I was first selected for the ambassador program, it was there for a year, and then by the end of that year, it was no longer there. So I'm not too sure about the specifics. I just knew what the company was, and I met some of their representatives once. That was as much as I learned about the organization.
We did hold several meetings with them to try to keep a good relationship, but I'm sure budgets can change and such, so they decided to work with it. I also wanted to add another comment about the scholarships versus the salaries. In terms of the amounts, it actually turns out that for most students who are going in salary, they're actually making less than what they would be making with our previous scholarships. Also, in terms of these scholarships, they would be based on fulfilling an hourly threshold. So it's in terms of like 30 hours a week, like a
Yes.
semester or so. Yeah, so in terms of that, it would be like maybe a student does 30 hours and then gets a full scholarship versus a student who does like 100 hours for the program and then still gets the same scholarship. So it just switching to the program that we or model that we have now rewards harder work and more hours instead of just rewarding everyone.
Yeah, and it's not common that we all have the same amount of hours filled. Like me, for example, my last semester was very bloated. I was only able to participate. I don't know if you have a count on exactly how many hours you all did, but I think mine was about 40. And that was a little less than average.
President Odunze?
Thank you, Senate President Flores, and thank you so much for the clarification. I just had one more follow-up on how much the College of Engineering helps out with your ambassadorship program as well. If you could answer that, please. Thank you.
I'm not so certain. I know Rachel went over more of the specifics during the UI meeting. From what I'm understanding, if we're asking for a third of what our operating costs would have been, then so far they've been able to put forward around $10,000. But that's from what I understand, that could be incorrect.
Sorry, Senator Navarro, if I could follow up, in their presentation, it was prepared by Rachel. On the 7th slide, it says our request, and that says that they were able to secure a donor at 15,000, which I can assume is probably from like engineering. And then they said that they're also operating off of their emergency fund within their college, which I believe is another maybe like 10,000. I just want to provide that clarification.
And then Senator Gutierrez.
Senator Gutierrez, for the record, I would be comfortable with like reducing the amount to $5,000, maybe $6,000 max. Anyone has any other opinions?
Senator Hernandez Loya.
I think personally, I don't think they I think they can find funding somewhere else. I feel like you guys have like a big program. Guys get students from like engineering to come in a lot, so I feel like you guys won't have a problem looking for funding somewhere else. I don't think there'll be any issues. I feel like funding will be quick to jump on board with you guys. But
Senator
Senator, like for the record, thank you for being here. I just have, I don't know if it's a question, and I'm in no position to suggest, but why is it that you guys are getting paid, or your ambassadors are getting paid 18 an hour? Like who, I guess like, would it not be? I'm also an ambassador myself, so I'm an ambassador for the um International Students Department of Engineering. So personally, I'm getting paid $12 an hour. I also am getting paid like a scholarship amount, but that is set based on how much I can work. I'm sure it's a lot more different for you guys, but I just want to know why it's 18 an hour, and so it would just be an hourly basis only, no scholarships? And why is it 18 an hour? And how long has it been 18 an hour? Is my question. Because I'm looking at this from like also a student ambassador point of view as well, not just like a senator citizen.
To be quite frank with you, I'm not sure why Rachel chose $15 an hour since she is our supervisor. We're not like the supervisors, we don't get to make a say in that choice. You guys have any reason, or like the Rachel's tell you guys anything about it?
What I can say, because I have been here once they had the scholarship basis, where it was similar to what you're saying, just no hourly, it was just scholarship, and you would get an extra scholarship if you had the most hours. That's how it was going in the past. Since the scholarship could no longer be like fulfilled for the next year, then we had to change our funding in terms of we don't have the means to do scholarships anymore with how the College of Engineering could fund us. Then we had to use funds that were hourly because of the funding that was available for the College of Engineering to give out. They couldn't give out scholarships, they could give out hourly funds as us being employees almost like of the College of Engineering. But it works very similar. We have a calendar of events that gets posted for us. We can select which ones we're able to work. And then Rachel has, okay, I'm allowed to put 2 ambassadors on this event. You two have the most seniority. If you want to participate, you absolutely can. If not, we'll move it down the list. That's kind of how it's been functioning.
As far as the $18 an hour, I think it's due to the adaptability and flexibility needed for this role of just, being able to come kind of anywhere in the valley at various times and work it into our schedule while also taking incredibly difficult classes or challenging classes, I should say. But also having like office work as well too, for the events that we do, being able to work on our communication skills to also serve other communities of, Spanish speaking communities, elementary schools, middle schoolers, all of those different types of people. Like we have to constantly be adapting to our audience and be able to display our information appropriately for that audience. So sometimes, even at last minute, it's like, oh, hey, I'm working and I just need to show up and figure everything out. And this is what we're doing today.
Yeah, that does happen. So it just feels like we're doing hybrid roles with traveling from place to place, setting up tables, doing tours, sometimes doing tours for our faculty on campus. But yeah, thank you for that question.
Senator Shelton Law.
Okay, Senator Shelton Law, for the record, I just kind of wanted to echo what SPPT Barlera said, that we should likely come to some type of decision. I do like Senator Gutierrez's suggestion of amending it down to $5,000. I think if this organization would like to come later and ask for additional money, then that's not something that we should like stipulate into the bill. I think that that's just something that they should take the initiative to do later. However, I do agree with the idea of amending it down to $5,000. But like I said, I do kind of want to echo SPPT Barler's point of keeping mindful of the time that we have left.
Senator Navarro Mendoza.
Really quick, I just
Make a
want.
motion.
Navarro Mendoza.
Senator Brown Mendoza, for the record, really quick, I wanted to mention that the fact that we wanted to stipulate inside the bill that they could come back later is because I believe right now the language of the bill says that they could only get this money this fiscal year. So if we want to motion it and then add it that fact that they can come back later, like in the spring semester, I think we might have to change the bill, but that's more of a question for like AD Rojas or Advisor Hare. I'm not really sure.
Well, it was specifies a physical year, that would be until like June.
Right. So would they not be able to
They,
request,
it would still be,
like they could only get that funding that one time from that?
oh, one
that-
time in the
Cause it's a
fiscal
one
year.
time, right? Cause so I don't know, that's just the way I interpret it, like they could only get that bill that one time for that one, for the fiscal, I don't know.
SBT.
Yes, but that would only pertain to the bill, so if they wanted, I'm so sorry, SBT there for the record. That would only pertain to this bill, so if you wanted to get more money, you would just have to write
It's a
a
new
full
bill.
new bill, yeah.
Got it, never mind that, thank you. Thank.
Senator Beal.
So just to clarify, the language of the bill already allows them to come back and ask for more money, like this year.
SPP, please.
No, sorry, I guess the conversation is on if with this bill they can do that. So the way the bill is written, it's saying that this bill is going to fund them for this next fiscal year. If they want more funding, you would just have to make a new bill and with that same language. So just leave that, like, I guess, be able to make a distinction. If they can keep asking as much money as they want, but you just need a new bill for everything.
Okay, got it. In that case, I would like to make a motion to make have the bill read. Therefore, it be enacted, CSUN shall appropriate $5,000 one-time sponsorship for the student ambassadors for college recruitment sponsorship for the College of Engineering for the 2026-2027 academic year.
Second.
Motion made by Senator Beal, seconded by Senator Taylor. Are there any questions or points of discussion regarding the motion? SPPT.
Sorry, I wanted to just go back to Senator Scott's point that if we're going to try and fund them to be equitable, we should still go back to funding it as an RSO. So I was more comfortable funding it for $4,000.
Are there any other questions, points of discussion? You can go ahead.
Oh, I didn't know you were waiting for me. So in the last season meeting, we had Rachel did mention that during the fall semester, we actually utilized more funding just because of our recruitment efforts. By the spring semester, most of the time we are, solidifying those recruitments that we already had reached out with and connected to in the fall. So, she did make a point that most of the funding would go towards the fall semester and less so in the spring semester.
So what would, given the motion would pass, if it passes, is there a plan B even, like, have you all thought about a plan B of receiving the rest of the funding? Or if the funding had even, like, if the bill didn't even pass in general, like with any money, is there something else that would have been done, any other efforts?
I know that we have been looking at other efforts over the past, couple months?
Yes, so some of our ambassadors are actually, at least during the spring semester, they were tasked with the exclusive job of trying to find another sponsorship. We were able to secure it with our own college, but of course we are still looking. That's why we're trying to get the patch as well with you all. And then on top of that, if no funding at all comes forward, we would have to, of course, significantly cut down our workforce. Hopefully not lay people off, but of course cut down hours at least.
Which would also in turn cut down events as well within the community.
And in doing so, would probably break down our number for student ambassadors as we probably have students leaving the role.
Yeah.
Are there any questions regarding the motion to amending it to $5,000? Senator Briones?
Senator Briones, for the record, I just wanted to echo off of SPPT Barlier as well. I'd be comfortable funding them 4,000 instead of 5 if we were to reference it off of Ways and Means, and the the amount of student to amount ratio. I yield the floor.
Senator Cos,
Senator Cos for record, I will be voting no unless it's $4,000.
Senator Winitz,
Senator, when it's for the record, I also think that $4,000 would be more appropriate for this situation, especially seeing as they went through UI. I'd be looking for more campus-wide. And this particular ambassador, it being so specific to engineering, well, I can see how it can potentially cross over some of those bridges. I just feel like this is more towards engineering and would not apply as much to my school or other schools, which is why I think $4,000 or at least halving it, but more in favor of $4,000 would be more appropriate. Thank you.
Senator Gutierrez,
I rescind my second.
Senator Beals,
Senator Beals, for the record, I would like to rescind my motion and encourage somebody to make the changes discussed.
Senator Cos,
Senator Cos for the record, I move to amend the amount on the bill to $4,000.
is there a second?
I second.
Seconded by Senator Briones. Okay. Are there any questions or points of discussion regarding the motion? Seeing none, we will move on to a roll call vote of amending down the bill to $4,000. Senator Rafa,
Yay.
can you repeat that one more time, please? Okay, thank you.
Yay.
Senator Le,
Yay.
Senator King, Senator King. Oh, your audio is not turning on. I'll come back real quick. Senator, yes, thank you. Can you repeat it again?
Yay.
Thank you. Senator Shelton Lott,
Yay.
Senator Sanchez,
Yay.
Senator Hankins,
Yay.
Senator Oliver,
Yay.
Senator Gutierrez,
Yay.
Senator Cos,
Yay.
Senator Winitz,
Yay.
Senator Navarro Mendoza, yay. Senator Beals,
Yay.
Senator Mendez Loya,
Yay.
Senator Hailu,
Yay.
Senator Taylor,
Nay.
Senator Briones,
Yay.
Senator Yelvington,
Yay.
with 17 yeas, 1 nay, and to 0, the motion is approved. Are there any other questions or points of discussion regarding the bill? Seeing none, we will move on to a voice vote. All in favor of approving Senate Bill 5625, please say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed, please say nay.
Nay.
With a vote of 17 to 1 to 0, the bill is approved. I'll go ahead and close agenda item 7A at 6:31. Thank you. At the same time, open 7B for the discussion and approval of Senate Bill 5687 and to create a one-time sponsorship for the Residential Housing Association RHA Block Party. Vice Chair Mendoza or author of the bill, you have the floor.
Thank you, Senate. I will make this quick, I swear. So this is 5687. So the RHA Block Party is an event that's going to take place this Friday, August 21st from 5 to 9 p.m. in the Student Union Courtyard. So this event is the culminating celebration of Rebel Ready Week that we are in right now and gives students an opportunity to come together before the year officially begins. I just want to provide some context Although the event is organized by RHA, it's important to clarify that it's not limited to just the residence halls. The block party is open to the UNLV student community, including commuter students, first years, transfer, international, returning. So I just wanted to let that know because that distinction was important to me. I know we try to talk about serving all of the student body as we just discussed, so just to let you know, this is serving all the student body. In 2025, the block party served 621 students and before that, it was around 300. This year, they're expecting around 800 to 1,000. So the event is growing, and obviously, with Rebel Ready Week becoming more of a active programming week, it's definitely become more popular. So this funding is specifically to sponsor some of their food for their Airmark bill, and it's $5,845 with 50 cents. We already participate in this event. If you didn't know, we table at the event, and so this is just further support for the RHA Association. So that's it. Yeah, I yield the floor. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And for the record, Senator Gutierrez went on for a point of personal privilege at 6:32 PM and to 17 senators, and then Senator Taylor went on to a point of personal privilege at 6:33. We went down to 16 senators.
Sorry, can I add Senator Ron for the record? I also have Lisa Marie and Mario here. I wasn't sure that they were on call, but they are here. If you guys want to add some words about the event. All right, everyone.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Right. So for some reason my camera is not turning on, but we're both here. Thanks for presenting the bill. So we were asked a couple years ago in Rebel Ready Week to kind of do the RHA block party because of its success. So it's the last event. So today we have our Rebel Paradise, but we go on Friday because it's a really successful program that we have. So it's like the end of the week before school starts on Mondays. So we're asking for sponsorship. So RHA is a student government for residential students, but as you can see in the data, we're getting a lot of commuter students that are also participating in Rebel Ready Week. So we don't just say, oh, you don't live on campus, you can do this. We're actually trying to grow it. So we're trying to do 800 to 1,000 students. We do have 1,700 students that are residential. So I think this is also a good opportunity for us to partner up as you all do a lot of programming for the whole campus community. In the past, we've tabled, but what we are asking for the wing bar, which is one of our big costs. Like we're paying for the nacho bar, which is about 5,200, and that's only for 500 students. So even if we get 800 to 1,000, they're not all gonna get the nacho bar we're sponsoring. We're also doing an ice cream bar and water. The wings, it's 6 wings for $12.99, and we were only able to order for 450 students. So that means like the first 450 students that show up will get probably 3 wings. Like, so we're not even giving the full set of 6 wings for $12.99 that Airmark's charging. We're gonna start off with 3. And the goal is for you to also go to the nacho bar, the ice cream bar, or the popcorn. We also have Insomnia, who's going to be donating cookies as well. So we're trying to do different activations in different spaces so the students can kind of get fed. If you're a commuter, obviously you don't get any food, but our residential students will get some type of meal through Rebel Ready Week because their dining swipes will be working. But for our commuter students, that you saw was even over 300, they might not have food, so we want them to have something in their system as they're going through the event. And then we're here if you all have any questions as well. But I just wanted to give that breakdown for you all.
Thank you so much, Mario. SVPT?
SPT, hi Mario, sorry, I just wanted to bring up a point of clarification. The food is for like all students, regardless if they're commuters or not, right?
Correct.
Okay, sorry, I thought I heard you say that commuters don't get food.
Oh,
I'm
I
so
meant
sorry.
like they don't have meal plans. Sorry, that's what I meant.
Yes, I'm
Like
sorry.
have a
I'm
meal
so
plan where they
sorry.
can just
I
go
was
and
like, I want to make sure that all the students can eat.
Yeah. So that's why we don't want to like, differentiate like, hey, like, so what we're doing is anyone can come and grab, wings, they could come grab nachos or ice cream or popcorn, water. And we're also gonna have aguas frescas that were donated to us. So we're getting a lot of like different sponsors. Then Samia Cookies is another station and that we're doing. So we're just trying to grow it bigger. So this is part of Rebel Ready Week. Yes, it says the RHA block party because that's kind of really what Atrium has as we scan the event. So we don't want to kind of change the name because then we're gonna have to like do different scanning. But we really would love for all of you to be tabling there, and then you would all be the sponsors of that wing bar, which will be what you'll be like responsible for. Well, not responsible because catering's gonna serve it, but it'll be by your table.
Thank you so much. And for the record, just real quick, Senator Gutierrez went up for a point for some privilege at 6:32. Then Senator Taylor and went up for a personal point privilege at 6:33. We went down to 16 senators. Senator Briones went on point personal privilege at 6:34. We went down to 15. Then Senator Taylor was back at 6:36. We went back to 16. Senator Briones was back at 6:37. We were back at 17. And then Senator Gutierrez went back from point personal privilege at 6:37. We are back at 18 senators. Are there any questions or points of discussion? Senator Rios and then Senator Cross.
Senator Beals, for the record, I just want to say I think this is very thoughtful and it's a really interesting proposal. But based on our discussion from the last bill, I did have a question because I thought it was a very strategic idea to base funding off of the ways that Ways and Means allocates funding, especially because we have such a limited budget this year. And so I was wondering how many people are in RHA?
So any student that lives on campus would be part of our student government. So we have different hall councils. So each of our buildings, so there's a Dayton representative. Legacy, which are the apartments, will also have a representative. We have Tonopah that has then we have our South Complex. And then we have UCC. So all the buildings have different reps which is like their local student government. And then RHA is kind of like let's say the federal government, right? Like the big government overall that decides all the programming for the entire council. So that's 1,700. So roughly that's about we have a budget of $65,000. So each year we spend $25,000 for block party only. So because of catering going so high, we're kind of requesting it's time for us to branch out because we can't keep the demand of more students coming. And that's what we're also opening it up to commuters. But that's how big RHA is. We serve minimum residential 1,700 students, but that doesn't include commuters. So say even if we based off last year, we had the 323 commuters, that would make it what 2,000 students. And this year the RAs will all be taking their residents to the RHA as part of their programming as well. Are all of them gonna go? We're not gonna like go knock on every single door to be like, hey, you have to come to this. But the RAs that live on each floor will be knocking on the doors to bring the students to RHA block party.
And for context, the bill is to fund the events that is provided by RHA towards the students, not RHA itself. Senator Cross?
Oh, Senator Cost, for the record, I just wanted to thank you for presenting because I didn't think I saw a hand and I just wanted to say thank you. And I thought this was a really interesting and cool idea.
Thanks.
Everybody speak? President Odunze?
Thank you, Senate President Flores, and thank you so much for presenting this. I would think of this more as like how we fund the Rebel Events Board for some of the events that they do on campus. And like Mario highlighted, this isn't just for residents, it's for all students. And specifically, this event is during Rebel Ready Week, which is for our new incoming first year students. So I think this is a really good way to get them excited for all of the events that are going to come throughout the entire year. So I think this is a little bit different than the last bill, and I think this is more of how we fund some of the bigger events, some of our bigger traditional events here on campus. So I think this is a great piece of legislation. So I yield the floor.
Senator Cross?
Senator Cost, for the record, I also just wanted to give the recommendation to our presenter. I'm not sure if you did this year, but next year it might also be a good idea to request money from the Student Life Funding Committee for this. Just because I feel like it's something that they would fund and you could potentially get more money for it. I yield the floor.
Thank you.
Senator Winnett?
Senator Winnetts, for the record, I just wanted to express support for this piece of legislation. As someone who is both a dorm and commuter student, I have actually attended this block party all 3 years. And in both of these years, I've always met with a lot of people and had a really good time, as well as it's something that I invite friends to, commuter friends and on-campus friends. So it definitely helps to build community. I also think it's a unique opportunity for CSUN to kind of introduce itself to incoming students. Even though it's just through chicken wings, it can be a really interesting way for students to see firsthand, incoming students to see firsthand how CSUN can directly impact them. Thank you.
Advisor Hare. Advisor Hare, for the record, since this conversation continues to come up, I believe that it'll probably come up for the rest of this session and possibly next session. So I want you all to just like remember the purpose of both of the different committees, because both of them have a different purpose. So university initiatives, your top 3 goals are health and safety, diversity, social justice, and sustainability. Whereas Ways and Means, you're funding those RSOs so that way they can build community with their niche groups and connecting students in that way. So it's really separate and apart. So I want to caution you all to use like a different brain, a different mindset when we're thinking about UI funding, because the purpose and the goals are different and separate from the goals and missions of what RSOs are doing. Can sometimes they collaborate and overlap, like for example, Red and other RSOs have department support and things like that, right? So sometimes that's a part of the conversation, but I just want you all to, use both sides of your brain and don't try to blend the two, because the two are very different and the funding mechanisms are very different and the funding processes are very different. So I just wanted to provide that like context and also like clarity. Thank you.
Are there any other questions, was a discussion regarding the bill? Seeing none, we'll move on to a voice vote. All in favor of approving Senate Bill 5687, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? With a vote of 18 to 0 to 0, the bill is approved. 7B at 6:44 p.m. and at the same time open reports. Starting off with Chair Committee, Senate Committee reports. Ways and Means Chair Costs. Chair Costs, for the record, my report is in the drive. We had a lot of fun last week. My committee, we have, after the Ways and Means funding application has been open for only 2 weeks, we got almost 90 applications for funding the first 2 weeks. In our first 2 meetings, we funded 38 RSOs, and we've already spent $270,000 of our budget. And I have applications for about $600,000. So if you are in an RSO and you haven't applied for funding yet, apply ASAP. Or if you know RSOs from your colleges that haven't applied yet, we're running out of money very fast. I met with a bunch of different RSOs. I have a meeting link on there. Any of RSOs in your colleges want to schedule a meeting. And then something that Marnie had pushed the committee to create was the public RSO funding queue, which is also linked on my report. And so it's just, if you click on there and you've applied for funding before, it'll show you your spot in the queue and like how much money we've spent, how much we have left, just so the public has a record of it and can find it easily. And then I was invited to the RSO Leader Summit to talk about like the funding application, tips and tricks, etc. That was really fun. And not to brag, but my presentation had the most people there. So, but anyways, tomorrow Ways and Means is meeting. We're funding 14 more RSOs. My senators, please make sure everything is in the drive so I can create the supplemental materials for tomorrow. And then we'll be having meetings through mid-September. If we continue to meet each Tuesday till September 15th, we'll be projected to run out of funding by around then. Without the rollover included. So we haven't seen how much our rollover is yet, or like we don't have it in our account yet, so we're not sure about how much that'll be, but as of now, it's looking like mid-September is where we'll close out. And then what's next? So once we complete the funding cycle, I want to actually start the receipt collection process differently than we've done it in years past, just so that there's no such thing as an RSO losing a receipt. Kind of gonna work on that once our funding has been allocated more, just finding a way to have the senators in contact with their RSOs throughout their entire term rather than just in May for receipt collection and in the fall for the funding cycle. But that's all I have. I yield the floor.
Yes, thank you. Yes. Vice Chair Navarro Mendoza for University Initiatives, would you like to give the report for Chair Cameron?
Yeah, Vice Chair Navarro Mendoza for the record. So Chair Cameron is out. Just for new business, we do have our next University Initiatives Committee meeting on September 3rd on Thursday. And we have tentatively a hold on September 24th on that Thursday. Just depends on any bills that we see coming through. As of things that we are working on, we are currently working on the sponsorship request form where we can reach out to departments to directly request sponsorships from us. And we are working on scheduling more of tours and tabling, joint tabling with S&G in the fall. So please continue working on initiatives. We'd love to see them all come through. For our budget lines, our one-time funding before the Senate meeting is approved is 80,500. With the amount approved today, it's gonna be like 71,000 ish. So that's just where we're at. Please contact Charlotte, Chair Cameron, or I if you guys have any questions about our budget lines, initiatives, or anything of that sorts. I yield the floor.
Thank you so much. And then Chair Briones.
Chair Briones for the record. Some updates regarding SNG. Like Vice Chair Navarro Mendoza said, we're planning on doing a UI and SNG tabling, kind of just a joint tabling. That way we aren't having so many separate tablings throughout the year, as we saw a lot happening last semester. And then we're planning for the week of September 7th. Things may change, so just be on the lookout for any emails from Director Hoskins. And our next SNG meeting for committee members is going to be on September 2nd, 2026. It is a Wednesday and the time is to be determined. I still want to reach out to all of the committee members, seeing what time is best for them. And then for reminders, our committee focus right now, we did just finish up wrapping presentations for scholarships. So we just about finished those. Now we're going to be focusing on working on one-time scholarship bills that are funding recurring scholarships, or if a senator is interested in making a new one. And we'll also be focusing on marketing structure for the new scholarship cycle. That way, future chairs have kind of a set, future chairs and committee members have a set vision of how marketing looks like within scholarships and grants. And just as a reminder, our standing budget line is still at $90,000 for one-time scholarships. So committee members or not, if you do have an idea for a scholarship, or if you wanted to fund it, if you wanted to add more funding to a recurring scholarship, please reach out to me or Vice Chair Yelvington and we can go ahead and help you with that. If you guys have any questions or if you want to reach out about that, my contact information is at the bottom.
You, Chair Lit.
Hello, this is Chair Lay for the record for the Internal Affairs Committee. Nothing much from me. I still am waiting for an email back from the Office of Student Rights and Responsibilities. I actually I will be paying them a visit if any of the committee members would like to come with me, or anyone actually, just so that we could have, I know that they have a new director now since the last one had retired. Just so that we could, perhaps connect and keep up with the good relation with the Office of Student Rights and Responsibility so that it's not like intimidating as students may see them. But the upcoming meeting, there's no meeting this week. I will be in contact with the committee members on their attendance. And then I'll schedule a meeting since the semester is starting up. But if you have any questions, please always chat me, email me, let me know. Are you?
Are there any questions for any other chairs? Professional staff reports, advisor here.
Yes. Hey, everybody, advisor here for the record. So welcome back. Happy Rebel Ready Week. I'm super excited to have you all back and here, and thank you all for showing up to all your presentations, those within CSUN, those outside of CSUN. I know it's a lot of additional work right before you actually start school next week. So I just want to say I see you, I value you, and I appreciate all the extra work that you all are doing. Just to let you all know, we do have 3 presentations Tuesday and then 3 presentations Thursday. And if you want to help out with those or share your experience, the value that the first year students get from hearing from you all it's incredible because you all can talk about your experience better than I can say like, oh yeah, I know students are having fun. They need to hear it from you all, if that makes sense. So please show up wherever you can, wherever your schedule allows. Again, we really appreciate it in advance. And then next week we have premiere. So we're going to be asking you for tabling, helping set up, helping you be there for premiere as well to kick off the fall semester. And then the following week we have the involvement fair. So we're going to ask for signups again. And again, just helping students understand what student government does, all of the resources that you all touch in their student experience that maybe they have no idea, like, oh, what about this resource here? Like, I had no idea that was connected to like the Scantrons or in the exam books. Like, I had no idea that was connected to my student government, the student fee that I pay, right? So you all help bridge that gap and keep helping us get and retain good student talent and good student leadership. So you all are the brand, you all are the faces. So the more good things y'all say and push out about CSUN, the better students we will continue to have, the better our organization is, the structure, and just kind of the inner workings. So we need you all to be good ambassadors. So keep up the good work on that. And yeah, last push. If you do have some time on Thursday at 2, there is a Rebel Ready Week presentation that we do have internally for CSUN, but I know involvement is looking for 2 to 3 students just to be a guest and just talk about your involvement experience and do the Hot Ones contest. So if you're interested in something like that, I know last year they had a really good turnout, and if you like hot wings and you like hot stuff, that spicy food, like that could be something cool for you. And then yeah, like just go into your semester, try to stay energized, try to stay positive. This is a brand new fall semester. I know we have some people graduating. So I'm putting all the good energy and all the good vibes out there for you all, because I know you all are gonna do a lot of incredible work. Then we have elections coming up and all the departments are working. So anyways, keep up the good work, you all. Let me know if you ever need anything. And that's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, advisor here. The liaison reports, SPPT.
Yes, I have a few things. First, since this kind of officially marks the end of a summer meetings for the committees, I feel like I need to give a huge shout out to Ways and Means, Scholarship Grants, and University Initiatives because they have nonstop been meeting all summer. And you guys have been doing a lot of really, really good work. So I really, really appreciate that from all of the chairs. So yes, if you guys ever need anything, you know, you can always reach out to me. And then secondly, just on my end, I will be running around the Revelry Week this week. So if you need anything, try to go to Senate President Flores before you come to me, and then you can try and get to me just because I will probably not even be on my phone. And then lastly is just on the internship program. So the application is still very much live and it's closing on September 2nd, or yes, which is the day of the involvement fair. And that's just strategically so that I can try and get interviews scheduled for the following week. This Friday, I am tabling at the Student Employment Fair for Rebel Ready Week. So if you happen to be free on Friday from 12 to 2 p.m., it's not like coming from marketing, it's just coming from me, since the only really first year vacancy that we have is for the internship program. The other positions require you to have a low GPA or to have some credits. So really those first year students can really only kind of qualify for the internship. So I'm trying to have some strategy into how I want to approach it in terms of marketing. So I will be tabling, and I know that President and the Chief of Staff will also be joining me on Friday. So if you also happen to be free between 12 to 2 p.m., feel free to stop by. And then I feel like I have something else. But I think that was like my main thing is just if you're free on Friday, if you don't mind joining for tabling. Also tell your friends, we post everything on Instagram. The next few posts will be about the internship program, so just get the word out there. And if you're a former intern, especially you, yes, that's all I have. Thank you.
Senator Shelton Lott.
Sorry, Senator Shelton Law for the record. SPPT Barlow, you said the internship application closes on September 2nd? Is that what you said?
Yes, at midnight.
Okay, thank you.
AJ House, do you have a report? No, you don't. Okay. And then there's Director Keller.
Director Keller for the record. Just some updates of what we've been working on. We had our first EC meeting, which was really exciting. AD Shooter did really great on that. All of our election documents were passed through, and not to talk about future business, but you'll see. And then currently she's working on the voter guide and the candidate info sessions just to make those more comprehensive and just easier to read and easier to absorb that information for students and Senate candidates. For operations, AD Jarvis boot camp is planned. Say yes to the calendar invite if you haven't already. There's a few senators that haven't said yes, so please say yes on that, or no if you're not coming, just so we can get a head count. I did send out that, or AD Jarvis sent out that schedule. Somebody sent out that schedule last week. So you can kind of get a head start of like what we're doing about that. And currently she's working on our monthly event plans for bonding, and then we're doing some grab and go stuff in the chambers for the three like full months during the semester. And then election events wise, AD Zurich has been working on legislative event planning, so the candidate mixers are changing. Their how they are run and how all that happens is going to be different. I think it's going to be very a lot better than it used to be. So I'm excited for that. And then we have a lot of different election tabling options. So if senators aren't running again and they need those hours and or executive or JC members, there's that. There'll be lots of options for tabling in the future. And then so far we both planned boot camp, so yes to that calendar invite. I've been meeting with ADs and our advisors. I met with marketing and we had a big meeting on planning everything election wise. And then my last thing was AD Jarvis sent each of the branches like designees an email just talking about like your presentation at boot camp. Please answer her. But yeah, that's all I have.
Thank you so much. And then Director Hoskins present? If not, this is their reports, tabling events, there's passport sessions on Tuesday and Thursday for CSUN, then the RHA block party that we just voted on the 21st. So we have heard a lot from RHA that they want CSUN presence there at all of their events. So there's a great opportunity to engage with our students involvement fair. Then they have a bunch of March ready for us for hopefully this fall that's coming up. Wait, next, Senator Colin Sanchez, or Director Colin Sanchez.
Director Philip for the record, my report will be very brief. On August 5th, the Department of Ideal attended the preschool grand opening. I have reserved all of the rooms for the fall semesters alongside Chief Munoz. And you'll all be getting a list of events very soon. I met with the JC to discuss potential collaboration for the next 2 semesters. And then I've met with Student Connection Engagement to discuss the community block party /elections /march to the ballot / all of diversity events. I yield the floor.
And then JC, does JC have a report? Currently not. And then our chief of staff.
Hi everyone, Chief of Staff news for the record. I have a couple of things. So we do have the RHA block party this Friday. It's from 5 to 9 p.m. I don't think it's on our master spreadsheet, but if you're interested and you're able, please let me know. Just shoot me a G chat and like I can add you onto like our list that you will be tabling with us. It'll be super fun. I know it's super long though, but we'll have a good time. I also did want to echo what Advisor Hare said about like all of the events that we have coming up. We have a ton of tabling opportunities. So if you can, please sign up on the master spreadsheet. We have a ton of Rebel Ready Week sessions tomorrow and Thursday for CSUN, and just a lot to come as we enter, the first week of school and getting everyone back on campus. So if you're available, we would love to have you there. And then nothing else crazy on my end. I did attend the Rebel Vet transition orientation on Tuesday, which was really fun. That's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Superstar Munoz, President Odunze.
Hello, President Odunze for the record. Really just wanted to give a shout out to Chief of Staff Munoz and really emphasize that she stepped in for me when I couldn't go to that Rebel Veterans orientation session. So thank you again, Chief of Staff Munoz, for going to that. And thank you, Senator Taylor, for inviting us. It seemed like it was a really good event. So I'm super thankful for that. I really want to emphasize going to the Rebel Ready Week passport sessions. There's a few tomorrow. So if you can help out with those, we would love to have you there. It's a really good way to get your faces in front of all of our new constituents. So those are on Tuesday and Thursday. So if you want to help out, please just reach out to Princessa Sharon and I, and we would love to find a way to loop you in and make you feel a part of the program. We're also going to have executive branch meetings coming up on Mondays. So if you ever would like to attend, please just let us know before you pop in. But we'd love to have you and invite you to some of those discussions we're having. I also wanted to update you all on something the Nevada Student Alliance just passed on Friday. So last Friday, so the student body president from UNR and I wrote a resolution to continue supporting our current access fees. There's been a few regents who have gone ahead and shown that they dislike access fees and access funds. If you didn't know, these are one of the only funds on our campuses that go straight back to students. Make sure that they can actually complete schooling here in Nevada. So that resolution is in the supplement materials if you would like to read over it. But I will be presenting it at the next Board of Regents meeting, which is super exciting. So I just wanted to keep you updated on what we're doing there. I also put in the supplemental materials in my report an update on the hydration station. So the first pilot program one has officially been installed right next to the Cottage Grove parking garage, which is super cool. It is a hydration station outside. So if you are on your way to and from classes on the dark side of campus and you're like, I need some water, but you don't want to go into a building, that is now there, which is super, super exciting. So it really goes to show that we don't have to just fund things here in CSUN. This was a project that was funded by the university, but with resolutions, with support, and with us being loud and obnoxious, sometimes we can get some of the things that we want done without using some of our own funding. So if you want to read an update on that, I also included that. And then I just want to say happy Rebel Ready Week, and I'm excited to see you all in person next week for the first week of classes. I yield the floor.
Thanks so much. Vice President Solana, do you have a report? I don't believe so. Okay. And then for myself, the next meeting is on obviously this upcoming Monday. I'm telling you all now, prepare yourselves. It's gonna be lengthy considering the fact that I started working on it this afternoon and I'm still not done. So have a good lunch. And then we also will be having leadership there. So please be, let's just all remember that we are here representing the student governments. I want you all to be, not just for this specific meeting, but moving forward, like dressing your best, representing what CSUN is, following the quorum, and all of that sort of thing. So yes. And then for Rebel Ready Week sessions, I have all of the sessions there, along with the times and who's leading those presentations. So if you would like to join us in any of them, I can go ahead and add you to the calendar invite, just so you know where like the room is and all of that sort of thing, for tomorrow or Thursday. So yes, that is all. Oh, and again, like Jose said, or CPT said, congratulations to all the chairs, even like internal affairs. When I needed internal affairs, Chair led and their vice chair was like, acted immediately. So thank you, for being so, timely with things. And then especially for Senator Cause, like I know you're all doing amazing work, but like, just like I've said in the past where Chair Cameron loves to CC me on everything. Chair Cause also loves to CC me on everything, and I just like love seeing the fact that I don't know if y'all noticed that agenda item, but they went from A to Z in one meeting. So I'm proud of them. And considering that she was my intern. And so that is all for me. And so that is all. I will go ahead. I will go ahead and close agenda for reports at 7:07 PM. SVPT.
SBT was there for the record. I have a quick point of order. I wanted to make a motion to reconsider the consent agenda. Attorney General has like might need some advice here. There are a few discrepancies with it that we already voted on. So since it was a unanimous vote, at least as how I recall it, can I still move forward with reconsidering it, or how do we go about opening it up again and moving things and then voting on that again? I'm so sorry.
Adrian has.
Adrian, for the record, yes, everyone who voted in favor of the agenda item can still make a motion to reconsider the item, even if it passes unanimous.
SVPT.
Then I make them SPT Valdera for the record, and I make the motion to reconsider agenda item 6, the consent agenda.
Seconded by Senator Claus. Are there any questions or points of discussion regarding the motion? SVPT.
Just to be clear, since I feel like some of us are confused. We funded some of these RSOs, but some of these RSOs themselves did not get any funding from Ways and Means. So just to be transparent, we're simply going to reconsider the whole thing and then move whatever needs to be moved and then vote on that. But I will explain to you how we should go about voting so that, just again, to be transparent with the public. That's what the motion is doing.
Is there, are there any other questions or points of discussion regarding the motion? Seeing none, I will move to a voice vote. All in favor of approving the motion to reconsider consent agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? With a vote of 18-0, the consent agenda motion is approved. I will go ahead, oh. Hold on, I need to write this something. Okay, and then at 7:10 PM, I will go ahead and open consent agenda. SPPT.
I move into new business agenda item C. For Senate Bill 56-103, and then CI for Senate Bill 56-109 to be moved into new business, and everything else is good.
Okay, second by Senator Cause. Okay, and then we will now re-vote on the consent agenda without C and CI. SVPT.
To be clear, everything else is already moved and voted on.
Yes.
It doesn't have anything to that, right? Okay, perfect.
All in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed?
Nay, sorry, point of order. Senator Mendoza, for the record, I wanted to ask if, is it on DocuPeers? Is it that one? Okay, sorry, I didn't get to catch which one. Thank you.
Is there any opposed? With a vote of 18-0, the consent agenda is approved once again. And then we will go ahead and open agenda item C, consent agenda CC for the approval of Senate Bill 56103 and act to appropriate funds for UNLV and document SPPT.
So again, this SPT voted for the record, this RSO did not get any funding. So just again, to be transparent with the public, when the vote is called, you would ideally vote no, since they were not seen by the committee. Unless for whatever reason you want to give them the funding, but again, it's not recommended through Ways and Means since they got no funding. So when the vote is called, just, I would say vote no on it.
Chair Cost.
Chair calls for the record, this one wasn't even voted on in Ways and Means. Does that make a difference?
We were just okay. Okay. So any questions? Okay. All in favor to vote Senate, to approve Senate Bill 56103, please say aye. All opposed?
Nay.
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 With the 18-0, the bill does not pass. We will close agenda item CC at 7:13 and at the same time open. No, okay. And we will leave it at that. And then I will go ahead and open public comment at 7:13 PM. This is a time for any member of the public. You may come and speak. Members of the public, you're limited to 3 minutes for your public comment. Please refrain from saying any slanders or defamation or characters have the right to limit your comment. When you come to the podium, please state your first and last name, spell out your last name for the record. Are there any public comments? Okay. Seeing none, are there any public comments via the telephone line? Seeing none, we will close public comment at 7:13 PM and at the same time open Senate submissions. Are there any Senate submissions? We will close Senate submissions at 7. Oh, Senator Taylor.
Senator Taylor, for the record, I just want to give a shout out to President Odunze for agreeing to participate in the vet orientation. We had nearly 150 parents and incoming students out. And I want to give a big shout out to Chief of Staff Nancy Munoz for sticking around the first hour and a half of that thing. As a veteran, it was a long time for me, so I can imagine it was a long time for her. But the participants were impressed with her stamina. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Are there any other Senate submissions? Seeing none, we will go ahead and close Senate submissions at 7:14 PM. And at the same time, open executive board submissions. Are there any executive board submissions? Seeing yeah. Seeing none, I'll close the executive board submissions at 7:15 PM and proceed to adjourn this meeting.
Were you taking the minutes on the meeting?
I was trying to.